Hello. Hi. How is everyone? Like my shirt? Which? It's for Halloween, obviously, right? It's my favorite time of year. How is everyone today? I'm back again. Guess why? Because I didn't save the live stream yesterday. I screwed up. I screwed up and I'm too lazy to revise. Let's just be honest. I'm too lazy. But I don't know what the frick I was thinking when I left the live stream. I didn't end the live stream. I swiped out. I swiped out of TikTok and it didn't save. So that sucks. So I'm back. And we're going to do this one right, okay? We will save this one. Look at you pumpkin out the TikTok. I know, girl. It's because of yesterday. It's saved somewhere. Well, listen, it's not saved in my replays. I'll tell you that. So what are we doing today, huh? Are we living our best lives? Are we choosing to be new selves? Or if we are really like making bad choices and deciding to be the selves that doesn't have shite. You were watching my TikTok like 2 minutes ago? Maybe you manifested me. Huh? Maybe you manifested this. Sitting here. Thank you, Yanni. Wait, what? Sitting here so sick. You being live is making me feel better. Oh, Lisa, let's decide. You are happy, healthy, and whole. Okay? Hold on. There we go. Happy, healthy, and whole. You are feeling better already. It's so easy for you to feel good. It's so easy for you to heal. Every single cell in your body is 100% healthy and perfect. Okay? I've had lives not saved, but I've come back and they were so there, it's going to come back. Yay! Let's decide that's going to happen to me too, because I'm too lazy to revise. You know what I mean? Too lazy. There's too many other things I'm manifesting, okay? Got so much going on. Get out of there, ma'am. She's going right into the laundry basket and trying to swipe laundry. Come over here and sit. She's like, fuck you, I ain't doing that. I'll do what I want, biatch. Okay. What to do when nothing seems to work with X been months blocked? Well, first of all, have you been identifying as being blocked? So is that who you've decided to be? I'm the version of myself that's blocked. My ex has blocked me. Is that who you've been being? Are you someone that is continuously checking to see if you've been unblocked? She's grabbing the kitchen towel. She's so bad. Ma'am, get over here. Come over here right now. Think I'm lying? She's brought me that. Okay. So first of all, you being able to tell me that it's been months is telling me that you're also paying attention to time, right? You're clocking it. You're clocking the time. It's been months. Here's another month. Thank you, Limitless Queen Bitch. You're deciding that you're being, let me say this a little nicer. Not that it was going to be mean. I'm just saying you're choosing to believe that this 3D reality right now in this moment is your true real reality, right? We're putting our faith in this reality. And that's not necessarily true. Your imagination is the true reality. We've been conditioned to think the opposite of that, right? So get down. Oh my God, she's doing this on purpose because she knows I'm distracted. She's so bad. I gotta stop saying that. Okay. So When our faith is in the current 3D reality, it allows us to see that we are putting our attention, our focus on what's going on out here, our circumstances. Thank you, Betch. So those circumstances feel unmovable. They feel like obstacles, and they're not. You know, circumstances in themselves really aren't real. They're only really real when we're taking a logical, literal take on our 3D. We're perceiving it as real, but it's not. It's nothing. As soon as you would identify as the version of self who's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with that SP, circumstances would dissolve, would melt away. So why not decide that you're that new version of self now? Poop, come here. Decide that. Let's not put any attention on being blocked. You're thinking too literally. You're thinking, well, if I don't get unblocked, how are we going to communicate? How are we going to reconnect? See what I'm saying? You're thinking too literally. You're thinking too logically. People get blocked like that, and they get unblocked just like that too. It's when you remove things like that from your awareness, the quicker it's out of your awareness, the quicker it melts away in the 3D. And you get it out of your awareness. Listen, I'm not stupid. I know it's not always easy to just stop thinking about something, but you can observe who you're being. And if your thoughts are more focused on what you don't like, what you don't want, or the fear of, I'm never going to get this person back, I'm never going to get unblocked, right? Do you see that when we sit in those thoughts, all we're doing is choosing? At every given moment, you're choosing to be a version of yourself. And we might not think that deep. We might not think that, it's that serious just because we let a little doubtful thought in. But you're choosing. You're saying yes to that. And that's like hopping into a vehicle and driving to that reality. But when we let thoughts just float right on by, that's when we start snatching our power back. Really, you're a magical being. Your imagination is your magical wand. You're just using it in the direction that's not bringing you pleasure. See what I'm saying? So no more that I'm blocked. It's been months. No more of that. That's not how we talk anymore. We're the version of ourselves that gets whatever we want, whenever we want. Okay? I know it's just a little sassy, but that's going to come natural. That's going to come quite easy for you once you get into the habit of doing it. And honestly, that's what manifestation is. It's choosing, deciding, and breaking habits. She's so sassy. Do you hear her? She's punting things. She's hitting things with her head, scratching at things just to start trouble. She's sassy like me. Kim, can I manifest getting rid of my loose skin without surgery? Yes. Yes, I know people that have done that. Same, you know what? It's really the same answer that I just gave. Who are you being right now? Are you identifying as someone with loose skin that's hard to get rid of, so I'm going to have surgery? And if we are, not anymore, you're not. You're the version of yourself in your new, whatever makes you happy body. You're the version of yourself that her loose skin snap, crackle, popped back into position. That's who you are now. And then while you're deciding that, it is my advice to you, don't go getting in the mirror every single day and pointing out that nothing's changed yet. It's still loose skin. I can't stand this. I hate the loose skin. You don't want to do that. That's just you prolonging who you're identifying as. See what I mean? When we make a decision to be a particular version of ourselves, that change is instant. Doesn't always feel like it's instant, and the 3D might not look like it was instant, but it's instant. But we go in the 3D and allow ourselves to go back to old habits And I'm using the idea of looking in the mirror as the habit. We go back into old habits and point out nothing's changed yet. I still have loose skin. You know, I don't like my body. Blah, blah, blah. That's right back to the original reality, right? That's right back to the reality where to get rid of it must be surgery. So don't do that. Try not to do that. And go back. If you catch yourself giving the 3D more faith, and remember, your physical body is in the 3D, right? So the more we focus on what we don't like, the more we keep it here. We stay in that reality. We keep identifying as that version of self. Sometimes, listen, I know this can feel hard. It can feel hard sometimes. But I'm telling you, with the repetition, it will get easier. It'll begin to feel natural, like you are new self. Thank you so much, Kim. You've helped me so much to feel fulfilled and finally manifest what I want. Oh, thank you. You're thanking me, but I'm saying thank you. Ooh, Jessica, thank you so much. Main reason why phones are slow is because of ads. And ad blocker blocks all ads, make internet faster. That's interesting information, Steve. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. Was there another point to that comment? I'm not quite sure where that comes into manifestation. Can you let a bitch know? All my SP's best friends still respect me and want us back together, even though we don't speak right now. Bridge? Yeah, I wouldn't even call that a bridge. Well, yes, it is bridge, but I was going to say, honey, that's movement. I'd call that movement, right? That's movement. Celebrate that. Everything you're experiencing is a part of the bridge. That's movement. How would you stay in 4D if you lost job in 3D? By first of all, you need to answer the question, do you want that job back? Or were you hoping for another job anyway? Were you manifesting another job? Do you have a dream job desire? Because if there's a dream job, I would be looking at that as that's the bridge of incidents to my dream job. So it would be easy to get back into your 4D. But if you're looking at it as, I want that job. Okay, well then I would revise it. Revise that you didn't lose a job. And then stand in your decision. Listen, when we experience things in the 3D that we're interpreting as not favorable, painful, upsetting, we don't have to shame ourselves if we are popping out of the 4D here and there, right? Having a doubtful thought, having a doubtful moment is, yes, if we're choosing to relentlessly sit in it, yes, that's us choosing that version of self. But just having the doubtful thought, the fearful thought come in and it kicks us out of the state of consciousness of being new self. Don't look at that as, oh my God, this is holding my manifestation away. Or this is too hard for me to stay in the 4D. No, it's not. We're going to look at our 3D, even if we don't like the circumstances. We're going to decide everything I'm experiencing is the bridge of incidents to me getting exactly what I want. And I'm returning to my decision to be new self. It's okay that my body might feel anxiety. It's okay that my body might feel stress in this moment or fear in this moment because we feel, shook up a bit because we just lost our job. But I'm choosing to be the version of myself that has the most amazing job ever. So I know somehow, some way this leads me to it. But like I said, if you actually really want that job, well, I'm the version of myself that still has that job. I never lost the job. Revise. See what I mean? When we look at it as a chore, like, oh my God, I can't stay in the 4D. I can't do it. That's you choosing to be the self that can't do it. Don't look at it like that. Don't look at manifestation as pressure, overwhelming, work. I think that when we're trying to be perfect is when that kind of thinking starts coming in. we start feeling overwhelmed. We start feeling like, oh my God, I'm not on my manifestation game. No, chill out. You are, with your imagination, with the who you really are, pure unadulterated consciousness. You really can't fuck this up. Go back to your decision of who you want to be. Don't fear the moments that we fall out. When we are fearing the moments that we fall in and give the 3D more faith, more belief, when we're stressing that we've done this, we're being a version of self that doesn't have our manifestation. We're overthinking this. We're making this hard. And the more we think that it's too hard and we sit in that overwhelmed feeling, we're still choosing to be a version of ourselves that doesn't have our manifestations, and we're making it harder for ourselves. We're freaking gods and goddesses. We have the same manifestation creation power as the I am, because that's what we really are at our core, our true nature, unconditional love. Never blame and shame yourself for falling out of the 4D. Just return to your decision with who you want to be, your decision to be new self. Return to your decision. The 3D physical body, it'll catch up. Meaning the stress, the anxiety will dissipate. Does that make sense? I think that it made sense up here. So don't think in lack, think positive. Well, yeah. Because let me say it like this, not because you've got to be perfect. Am I saying that? Thank you, Lainey. Not because you got to be perfect. Okay? Because when I hear that word positive, think positive, not that that's a bad thing, and that's not what I'm implying, but that sounds to me, when I hear that, that sounds like, oh my God, I have to always think positive thoughts. And if that feels like work, well, we don't want that either. See what I mean? We don't want to think that we have to adhere to this strict formula, and if we don't tick all the boxes of this strict formula, we're going to fail and not get our manifestation. We don't want to do that either. We don't want that. We want to know that every single day I'm starting my day deciding who I want to be. Whether that's you doing your affirmations, your visuals, scripting, whatever it is that you like to do, what technique of choice. But every day you're making that decision. And when you have doubtful, fearful thoughts, you can acknowledge them as doubtful, fearful thoughts, but they are not slowing you down. They're not stopping you from manifesting. They're not getting in the way of you making the decision to be new self, because we don't have to fear our thoughts. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how that sounds like I'm always still in power? I'm always still in control, even if I feel like shit today? Even if I am having negative thoughts, even if I am waking up a little bit pissy or feeling a little sassy, a little sarcastic, a little bitchy, I'm still in control. I still get to decide who I ultimately want to be. So I'm saying I'm her now. And therefore I know that if I'm telling myself that has to be a truth, and the unfolding to who I'm saying I am is happening right in front of me. Even if I feel like a bitch today, it's still working for me. See what I mean? That's the mindset of, I'm always doing everything right. I got this. I don't have to be perfect to get my desire. I got it. I can have a bad day and still know I'm still getting what I want. That's what I mean by that. So when this starts to feel like pressure, like work, like I have to do this word for word, structured routine, which I get it. Some of us like structure, but I'm sure you can tell I don't. So I don't have to adhere to it. I'm still going to get what I want. I don't have to have a perfect self-concept. I don't have to dig out all of my traumas in life and fix myself. I don't have to. I just have to decide who I want to be, and that's it. And it'll work because I say so. Because that's what I'm deciding. Because I get to decide what beliefs I have. I'm the boss of that now. Right? We didn't know we were the boss of that for most of our existence until we wake up to the knowing you're creating your reality or manifesting your reality, right? Creation's finished. But you see what I'm saying? You get to choose what rules or how to manifest works for you. You get to really choose that. So I do make the decision that I can be in any mood I fucking want to be, and I'm still getting what I want. I can have a doubtful thought today, and I'm okay. I'm still getting what I want. Nothing's getting in the way between me and my desire. Nothing. Not ever. And then therefore I keep successfully manifesting because I know that belief is real for me. That's how limitless and flawless we really are. See what I'm trying to say? This doesn't have to be work. It doesn't have to feel that way. Emmy, love the setup. Thank you very much. I want to feel good. I want to feel excited. So then feel good. Feel excited. Why can't you? Why do you think you can't? Why do you have to want to instead of you just are? Right? Does someone have to give you permission to feel good and be excited and be zhuzhed? That's my word of choice. Yeah. Zhuzhed. Pumped up. You're the boss. You're the boss of your reality. So are you waiting for someone to give you permission to be happy? Are you waiting for 3D conditions to be perfect before you can get excited and be happy about all the shit you're getting and manifesting? We don't wait for anybody. We don't wait for the 3D. We decide it fucking now. And we stand in that shit knowing who the hell we are. We're master manifestors. That's who we are. Right? We're not relying on anyone else. We don't have to. There's nothing outside of us. This is all projection. The power is in here, right? We don't need permission. We just do it, right? Kim, when you going live on YouTube? Let me look. Hold on. And thank you for asking me that so that I'm conscious of it. I'm thinking if not Thursday night, then Friday. Just don't know what time Friday if I go Friday. But Thursday or Friday. Kimberly, I manifested my SP yesterday. All thanks to you. It really is. Oh my God. Miss Blitz, I love you so fucking much for showing up and saying that, even though it was you that did it. I take no credit. You did it, girl. You did it. But the influx of people coming in, manifesting their SPs is off the chain. Like this, maybe it's because one of my favorite months out of the year, but it's been busy. The last few days, I have been getting emails like coming out of my bum emails with success stories, as well as in my comment sections on my videos over here. People are getting SPs, and it's very exciting to me. Very, very exciting. Because when people show up in live streams like you just did, and I'm so fucking happy for you, without even meaning to. This happened in yesterday's live too, damn it. That live better show up in the replay. We're deciding it is. When you show up and share that you manifested your desire, right? You manifested your SP without you even meaning to. You are somebody else's BBL. Look at that orchestration. You're somebody else's BBL today because you decided to share that. I'm very happy for you. Hold on. Oh, dear. All right. Well, my boyfriend's home. So I'm probably going to have to go in a few minutes here just because we're going to want to start cooking dinner. And here he comes. Okay. I'm so proud of you. Well done. And well done for never giving up, girl. Well done. Did you hear him? About time you're proud of me. That's Coop's tail. I was thinking this is my BBL and then you said that. Yep, see? See, you manifested it. Do I just decide he's mine even if he's with a third party? For anyone that doesn't know. Yeah. Yeah, you just decide that. You are the version of self that is having a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. You don't have to use all those words. They're just my favorite. They just roll out of my mouth. You are the version of yourself having the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with whatever's SP name. Yeah, it does not matter that there's a 3P. Don't let a 3P. Don't you ever let a 3P get in the way between you and your manifestation. They might be in the 3D reality in this moment, right? And remember, the little clocks we seem to like schedule our life around, they're just a concept of this 3D world. Linear time is not real, yo. You never let a 3P get in the way of what you want. You don't give up on a specific person because a 3P's here. Hell no. Hell no. You snatch that wig right off that 3P and you take your person back. Not in the 3D. Up here. So yeah, see yourself as having. Always. Right? You are the version of self having exactly what you want. That's who you are now. You're the version of self that knows what you're worth, what you deserve, and we are worthy and deserving of whatever we want. We're more than enough for our person. We're more than enough. We're the best fucking thing to ever happen to them. Yep. I say that shit right in front of them. Yep. Your energy is so uplifting. Thank you so much, Ms. Mitchell. I appreciate that. Rhonda, are you laughing at me? My friend talks about her toxic SP, and I tell her, stop telling that story of him. Exactly, Marissa. You're being a good friend. Plus, nobody wants to hear the toxic bullshit. Nobody wants to hear it. We don't want to be sucked in, right? I'm not going to lie to you. When I have people around me and they start talking about terrible things, I'm instantly like put off by it. Like, I don't want to sit in this miserable conversation. I don't want to hear it, right? Do you want something to be different? We got to change the way you're talking and thinking, right? Why are we still putting focus on shit we don't like so we can keep fucking manifesting? Look at me talking about shit I don't like. Take my own advice. Fuck's sake. Kim, can you be in my head 24/7 and need your energy and vibe? Yes. Let's manifest that. What does it mean if you feel like you have it already, even if you don't see it yet? What to do? All right, what does it mean if you feel like you have it already? So are you telling me that you do have the feeling like you have it already? Even though literally and logically it's not fully in your face in the 3D, right? So you have that feeling. That's called the knowing, honey. That's the knowing stage. We want that. That knowing feeling is your higher self or your inner conviction, or you can look at it as the I am, universe, God, whatever. That's your inner intuition, we can call it that. The inner knowing. What? What was that look for? What? Yeah, I'm still alive. You giving me sass looks? He's giving me sass looks. You want to cook dinner that way? I'll move it. I got laundry all over all the countertops and a basket of laundry on the stove. I needed it out of my way for a minute. I was doing something, so I set it there. Now you know all my secrets. Listen, no, really, if you have those feelings, like you know, it's because you know. It's because you're being the version of self that has the manifestation. For anybody that's really heavy in the logical thinking, I want to make sure everyone understands what I mean when I say that, okay? So when I say the idea of manifestation is to become the version of yourself that has the manifestation. Now, when we think literally and logically, if we're more geared toward that kind of thinking, you're probably saying to yourself, bitch, I don't have the manifestation. So how am I the version of self that has it? Right? So what I mean by it when I say you're the version of self that has your manifestation, that means that you are deciding right now, whether it's through affirmations, the technique doesn't matter, but you're making the decision that I am that self now. And the 3D is the unfolding to the full manifestation. So I don't mean that in the 3D, you have to pretend that your specific person is sitting next to you, right? But you can decide, well, I'm the version of self that is going to have that experience, that is going to be what I see in my 3D. That's not keeping it in the future. That's saying that right now, my manifestation's unfolding. Even if I don't see anything. Even if it feels like it's crickets out here. Even if nothing seems to be changing. You're still getting to decide you are that you now. That's what it means. So if you have an inner knowing now, hold on a minute. I'll move it. I just don't want her to get into it. Especially this one, okay? Oh, that's okay. All right, hold on. Okay, I did move the laundry. But then he said he was fine. That was okay, but he's sticking his tongue out at me too. All right. That inner knowing you have is exactly what we want. That's a good thing. The 3D is unfolding to you having it. So if you've got the knowing feeling, good, done deal. Sit back and watch. Because now it's unfolding. See what I mean? Now listen, to any of you that don't currently have that knowing feeling, that doesn't mean that this 3D isn't your unfolding. The goal state of consciousness, the goal state of consciousness is that knowing, which is sometimes also referred to as the Sabbath. And once you're in the knowing / Sabbath state, you don't feel like you need to do anything else. You don't feel like you need to affirm. But it's okay if you still want to affirm. That's not what I'm saying. But the feeling, that necessity to do it will start dissipating. So that's the goal place to be. But it's okay if you're not there yet. It's still unfolding. Let me word it like this. Whatever it is you're manifesting, the very millisecond that you said yes to your desire, the very literal millisecond, unfolding started. Literally. Thank you. Is it Marina? Mahira? Thank you. So let's just say, for the sake of a conversation, let's pretend I didn't have an SP. And right now, in this millisecond, I'm deciding I want an SP. I want that SP. The one that's in my kitchen. Okay? This millisecond is me making the decision that I want that man to be my boyfriend. The minute I said yes to that desire, orchestration, unfolding. Instant. It's like that. Instant. Now that doesn't always mean that the 3D looks like it's unfolding. Okay? And that's only because of the way you are perceiving the 3D based off what state you're in. But that doesn't mean that it's not unfolding. So let's say for an instant that you've been manifesting a specific person who has a third party. Thank you, Yasmin. So let's say, right? You got a specific person, they got a third party. But you said yes to that desire that you wanted. Let's say 2 weeks ago. In that very millisecond, the orchestration began. And let's say yesterday you had a full-on spiral that you don't think you're ever going to get your specific person. You're afraid, you're worried, you're doubting, and all day long you thought of all the ways you could just give up on this desire. You even went to bed making the decision, I'm giving up, I'm all done, I'm not doing this. I'm moving on to somebody else because I can't take another fucking minute of this. Son of a bitch with a third party. I can't take it. How dare he do this to me? Right? The orchestration didn't stop out there. It's still unfolding. You are deciding who you want to be all the time. Sometimes we're not consciously focused on that, so we don't realize we're doing it. But even in that moment, while you were saying, I can't do this, I'm giving up, you know as well as I do that inside somewhere, that little spark was still there that you knew you didn't want to give up. It was still there. It's like your higher self, your intuition, your God connection, your universe connection. Orchestration never stopped. And we can change our mind on this journey. Let's say tomorrow you decide you want a different SP. That other SP still going to manifest in. Still going to manifest in. The change your mind SP is still going to pop in too. But I'm saying manifestation is perfect. It's still going to unfold. It's still going to happen. We're that powerful. We just don't believe we are because we're conditioned to think we're limited. We got to get our head out of the clouds. Get out of your imagination. Come back to the real world. Do you really think that it's just a coincidence that we have those kind of sayings taught to us through conditioning? Money is not easy to come by. You got to work hard to be successful in life. You got to work hard to make money. Love hurts. Love stinks. Conditioning. All conditioning. To keep you like sheep. Like sheep. Even though sheep are cute, they all stick together, don't they? And do the same thing that each one does. Conditioning. You're breaking the habit of that shit. Kim, I've had a tough week. I'm focusing on deciding and changing states. Good, Krista. Krista Light, 777, good. Don't give up. Having a tough week isn't setting you back. Having a tough month isn't setting you back. Hello, my last September. I shared that with you last year. September sucked. I can't believe it's been over a year now. So I had a tough month. Didn't stop my manifestations. If anything, life-changing manifestations happened. Does revision cure incurable illness and viruses? There are, some of you are going to get maybe a little triggered by this one, but there are no incurable diseases or viruses. Hear me out. If we're manifesting our environment, our 3D world, our everything in our 3D world, our 3D environment, if we are manifesting it, then there's nothing absolute out here. Not even the first couple of things that probably popped up in your mind from a logical, literal perspective. There's nothing absolute in the 3D. The only absolute is the absolute, God, universe, not the 3D. And let me word it from this perspective. Maybe this will help. If there were the possibility of being a true incurable, then we wouldn't have the ability to manifest, consciously manifest. Think about that for a minute. If we know that based off of who we're being, there are infinite possibilities, right? Infinite outcomes, which equates to infinite me, infinite you, infinite realities, plural, infinite realities. So if is there a reality where it may appear that it's incurable? Yes. And based off our belief, we would go to that reality, and the 3D would validate that and make us believe it by giving us more and more evidence of it. But if you changed the belief, if you decided, no, I don't accept that. I don't think that there's something so absolute and incurable. Well, guess what happens? You change the belief, you change self, you therefore change reality. See what I'm trying to say? Nothing is absolute except for the absolute. I think that's her backing me up on that. Anna? Yes. Okay, so could I manifest an F1 driver to be, I think you mean Formula One, right? Formula One driver to be my boyfriend? Yeah, what do you think? That Formula One drivers only date celebrities or people who are just as popular as them? No. Some are married or intermingled with all sorts of different types of folks. What makes you think that you're so special that you couldn't ever be with someone who's got more TikTok followers than you, or more Instagram followers, or appears to be famous? There's nothing off limits. A celebrity, we'll call Formula One a celebrity just to make it easier. They appear kind of like untouchable or not relatable, right? But what is their difference between you and me? What's the difference between a celebrity versus me or you? What's the difference? They have more followers. More people know their face. Other than that, what? Nothing. So there's no limit. You're limitless. Formula One drivers can easily be manifested. I manifested meeting one this year. BBL for you. That's right, Ronnie. I forgot. There you go. Plus, I have celebrity success stories. We've got people manifesting their peeps. One of them's engaged to one right now. There's nothing off limits. It's only because you think, not you in particular, because I'm not sure you really believe that it's off limits, but I'm just saying to you as in, one moment, please. Poop. Come on. Or you're going to have to go outside. Drop it. What a bad girl. She's snatching laundry. Clean laundry. Okay. So, if you sit and think about any possible thing that might pop up in your mind that feels limited, you feel like this thing, this obstacle could be in the way between you and your manifestation, with a change of thought / belief, you're going to watch that thing, that obstacle, melt away. There's nothing. It's only because we've been conditioned to think the other way. We've been conditioned to believe that this is the one true reality. Because I know it sounds cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm so fully aware that talking about infinite realities to some people sounds friggin' crazy. I know it does. When I first hoppled on to manifestation, all there was law of attraction. There was no law of assumption channels per se. There wasn't even a TikTok yet. I thought it was crazy too. I'm like, yeah, okay. If it was really that easy, then everyone would be doing it, until I realized everyone was doing it. They were just doing it in the wrong direction. See what I'm saying? It's just because of conditioning that we look at the idea of manifestation as cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But let me say this. Think about any belief you have. Where did it come from? Where did you decide that belief was an absolute, unequivocal fact for you? When? Let's use just like the common, so I know that not everybody has the same work schedule, but like the most common one we hear about was like working 9 to 5, right? That 9 to 5. Well, where did that come from? Who said? Who said that that's a normal full-time job hours? Who said? Who made that a normal thing? Who made coffee in the morning a normal thing? Not that I don't like that. That's not what I mean. I'm just saying, think about anything you experience in life. Any belief, any habit. Where did it come from? Some of you would say, well, my parents, right? I saw my mom drinking her coffee every morning or getting ready for work, working 9 to 5. I saw that. Okay, well, where did she get it from? And where did the person before her get it from? And before her? And before her? Do you see what I'm saying? It's all conditioning. You're just breaking the mold. You're breaking the habit of the conditioning. All the girls looking at Harry Styles knowing they can manifest him. That's not who well, not that he's not a very handsome man, that's not what I mean, but I would be thinking Jason Momoa, you know what I'm saying? And Tom Hardy. I think he's a hottie too. I also think Justin Timberlake is hot too. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. It's hard when your friends ask questions, but you're trying not to talk about the bad 3D reality. Totally relate. Totally relate. If you find that you're dreading them bringing up certain things, why not from here on out decide your friends only talk about the shit you want to talk about? Your friends only talk about the shit you want to talk about. I love your personality so much. I love your personality so much. Thank you very much. How can we know what's causing resistance to our manifestations? First of all, the belief that you can have resistance is a first. Now, I know resistance is one of the very common phrases in this community, so I get that. But resistance is just a name we give to give an excuse as to why a manifestation isn't here yet. So if you were to ask someone, a manifestation coach, me, in the past, because I don't do this anymore, but in the past, if you would have asked me, I've been doing A, B, and Z, blah, 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 where is it? The go-to answer would have been, well, you might have resistance. You might have resistance to it. Well, I think that's a limited belief. I think that labeling, I don't have my manifestation yet, so I must have resistance. I think that's a shitty limiting belief. Hence, why if you were to ask me the same question, I would say, you're watching the unfolding to your manifestation. This is not you having resistance. This is the unfolding. Doesn't that feel a lot lighter than you still have resistance? You have a block. There's something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You're thinking something wrong. You're deciding to be the wrong version of yourself. You got resistance. Even if then the next answer would be, well, Kim, I don't have my manifestation. I have the opposite in the 3D. So something's wrong. No, it's because you believe something's wrong that something's wrong. So the more we keep digging for what could be the resistance, the more we keep believing we have resistance. Do you see what I'm saying? See what I mean? But I know you want a different response to that. So why don't you have your manifestation right now? Why isn't it here? What does your mind give you for an answer? Why you don't have your manifestation? Whatever that excuse is, there it is. There's the, we could say, unconscious belief, right? Now, if in this moment, because you're kind of on the spot, because I'm saying it to you, you can't think of anything, wait till you are calm, chilled, alone, where you can think freely and really ask yourself. Or you could be asking higher self, why is it not here? Why don't I have my manifestation yet? Outside of the fact that because I'm identifying as someone who's seeing her manifestation not here, outside of that, because that's a state in itself, right? When we see that it's not here and we're focused there instead of focused that it's the unfolding, we're being a version of ourselves. But you will get an answer, and that will be the belief. Or at least it will connect you to the belief. Help? Whoa! It says, I don't know. I don't know why I don't have it. Okay. You don't know why you don't have it. Let's start small. Okay, what about the 3D is indicating to you that you don't have it? Other than you actually aren't sitting next to whatever it is. What's going on in the 3D that you're deciding I don't have it? Thank you, kitty cat. Yes, you're telling yourself. Yeah. Time. That's a good one. Time. I stopped doing techniques and just have been conscious of my thinking and I feel so much better. Love it. Love that. So you're being an observer. One of the number one things that Neville talked about. Be the observer. Well done. Not that we got to do everything Neville says. I'm just saying. I'm almost done. Babe. I'm almost done. Needing it, trying to control it. Love this. In the 3D, yes. Why you don't have it in the 3D right now? What about your 3D is indicating to you that you don't have your manifestation? Not logically, like, well, duh, bitch, it's not sitting next to me. I don't mean that answer. What else in your 3D is implying to you that you're not looking at the unfolding, that you don't have your manifestation yet? See what I'm saying? And if you still get, I don't know, then actually ask. I'm the version of self that sees evidence as to why I don't have my manifestation. Ask higher self. You'll get an answer. Something will pop up in front of you. A video will pop up and you're going to resonate instantly. Something like that will happen. And you'll know. Outside of the fact that you're identifying as not having it. Okay? And can I just say, I really do understand that that's kind of a cliche answer. Well, it's because you're noticing you don't have it, so you don't have it. That's why you don't have it. You're deciding to be the you that doesn't have it. I know that's annoying. I used to be annoyed at that kind of a response too, so I get it. But that little nugget is what it is. When you are the version of yourself that's having, and you're in that knowing place, you don't pay attention to the 3D. You don't question it. It's not that you're not aware that, we'll say SP manifestation, that SP isn't physically sitting next to you. Well, yes, you accept that. You realize physically they're not there, but you don't look at the 3D and concern yourself, and you don't identify as it's not here yet. You do identify as, I know it's mine. I know this is the unfolding. I don't have time to question this. I don't care. I'm busy enjoying my life over here. That's what the knowing feels like. And that's, you, for what it's worth, from my own experience, anytime I've been there, it's right around that corner. Like fast. So we're identifying as not having, we know that. So you want to take that look. Okay, well, why? Why do I feel this way? Am I afraid I'm just not going to get it? And why do I feel like that? Is it because I just don't believe in manifestation? And if that is the answer, okay, well then let's ask for evidence. Evidence that manifestation is real. Let's ask for evidence. Your own evidence, though. Not relying on success stories, not going outside of you, your own. And then start small. Do simple, small, unimportant things till that becomes a little bit easier, meaning like car colors, songs on the radio or on TV. And then keep increasing so that you're building your own faith. So it's not you relying on anybody other than self. So you can prove it to yourself that it's real. I got my SP back, but I'm anxious about the old story still. How do I stop this? Okay, first of all, the fact that you're having a thought doesn't automatically mean you're doing something wrong. Okay? You got your manifestation back. It's logically and literally to be expected that if we've experienced being without this person and we didn't like that feeling, it's normal to have a doubt come into your mind, a doubtful thought. That's normal. So don't automatically assume there's something wrong. So as far as, okay, well, I'm afraid I'm going to let old stories in. No, I'm deciding to be the version of me that lets old stories go. I'm the version of me that sees that we are limitless, flawless, right? I am pure, unadulterated consciousness. I am the version of self that doesn't hang on to old stories. I'm always this limitless self. You just tell yourself that. Let the body catch up. And by catch up, all I mean by that is if by telling yourself that you are this new version of self, you don't instantly feel relief, you're knowing that it's okay if the body still feels some anxiety. It will catch up with you. It will catch up with your decision. Don't assume because you still feel anxiety or you still feel nervous that it's not working, that your decision didn't work. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Stand with conviction in your decision. I'm the version of self that doesn't hang on to stories. I have no stories. I know I have the limitless version of SP with the limitless version of me. See what I mean? I know he's mad. I made that decision. Third party is gone. Good, Miss Jessica. All right. And on that note, I do need to go. I'm going to end this one properly so it saves this time. Really quick. Is it better to ignore my SP until he is fully ready to commit to me? You do not have to deliberately ignore your SP. If you don't want to ignore SP, you do not have to. I also wouldn't keep calling him as the not conformed version, though. See what I'm saying? We are never, ever in a I must do situation. I don't have to go into no contact. I don't have to ignore. I don't have to do anything other than decide who I want to be, which is a version of self that has the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with the best version of your SP. I just have to do that. If SP shows up and I'm not liking how they're showing up, okay, what meaning am I giving that? Am I looking at that and deciding, okay, he's acting like a total twat today? What's that mean? Now I'm the worst version of self? I'm screwing this up? No. I'm the version of me who's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's who I am. I don't care what the 3D is showing me. I know who I'm choosing to be, so I know this has to reflect me. So even if this moment we don't like how they're appearing, we don't have to give it bigger meaning. We don't have to start panicking. We just have to stand in our decision. But we never have to force ourselves into a no contact situation ever. You might not have been asking me that, and I just saw ignore and took it that way just in case. But, by ignore, what does that mean? Because if we're saying, okay, I don't want to interact with you while you're acting like a twat, I'm still going to sit over here and decide to be the version of myself in the most loving relationship with you, SP, but I'm not going to communicate while you're being a dink. If that's what you meant by your question, well, you're always allowed to set a fucking boundary. It's your reality, right? You don't have to put up with someone being a dick to you, ever. And that's not going to mess up your manifestation either. Not if you're choosing who you want to be. And thank you. I see all the gifts. Thank you. Thank you. See what I mean? You can't fuck this up. You can't. I know it feels like we can, because you probably are having logical thoughts like, well, if that was true, why hasn't my whole life been fucking amazing, Kim? Well, because now you know differently. Now you know where your mind should be going, deciding who you want to be. Thank you for all the friggin' flowers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Charlotte, Tiana, thank you. Yeah, don't assume that because you're manifesting someone that you got to put up with their shit fuckery until they are showing up totally in love with you. No, you do not. You don't. He's making sound effects in the kitchen, making fun of me, just so you know. Okay, so anyway. Did you hear that? He just said, I'm a dick. No, you're not. We wouldn't be together. Anyway. Thank you, Miranda. Thank you, Taylor. Yes. Yes, Brittany, he is. Do you hear him making his damn sound effects? Do you hear that? Smart ass. I should turn this camera right around and put him on it. But he don't want me to, but I should with the sound effects, shouldn't I? Clearly he wants to fuck around and find out. I'm just kidding. All right. Anyway, we're going to go eat. Hey, if any of my YouTube channel members are here, I'll see you tonight. I'll be putting the post up for it soon. Okay? That's him and the dog doing it to me now. All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to end this properly. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully this will save, but I'm hoping this makes up for yesterday because I feel bad that it didn't save. Because someone even asked me, are you going to save this? And yesterday I'm like, oh yeah, yes. And then I fucked it up. So, what time tonight? 9:30 p.m. ish. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Do you think he will ever be comfy being on camera? Yes. He's shaking his head no, but I know yes. I'm manifesting it. All right, that's it. I gotta go. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I'll be back live again this week, though, because I'm enjoying this. Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right. Love you. Bye.